Facing death, famous skeptics seek God in their final moments.
Famous atheists before they died and what they said. And so I'm going to be looking at these deathbed terror stories of these atheists screaming into hell. I know it's a crazy topic, but it's an important topic because we are living in an age of agnosticism and atheism that is prevalent, and we need to look back at famous atheists that died and what they said before they died. Now, hope you enjoy our devotion. So let's start off. Picture a man, his deathbed. And as he's on his deathbed, not just any man, one of the greatest minds in history, a man who spent his entire life mocking religion, attacking the church, denying the existence of hell. And now as death approaches, as the shadows close in, he's screaming. And what is he screaming? He's saying, I am abandoned by God and man, and I shall die and go to hell. Message today. We're going to dive into some of the most disturbing accounts ever published, the alleged last words of famous skeptics, atheists, and rethinkers, stories of brilliant men and women who, at the moment of death, discovered they were wrong, terribly, horrifically wrong. I'm your host today, Dr. Tony Rizzo, and I'll be bringing to you this challenge. What they said happened when skeptics faced eternity. So let me give you a fair warning here. Some of these accounts are genuinely disturbing. So you might want to buckle up. As we say in Philly, you might want to put on your hard hat and buckle up your chin strap because we're going to get into this and take a good look at it. All right? The death of Voltaire, Paris, May 1778. You know, he's the guy that stood out in front of everybody and said, if God is real, strike me with lightning. And he never got struck by lightning. So based upon that testimony of his, God isn't real. And so Francis Marie Arcus, known to the world as Voltaire, lies dying at age 83. For decades, he was the most famous critic of Christianity in Europe. As death approached, Voltaire allegedly cried out in terror. This is based upon the people that were standing around him when he died. And he, quote, he said, I'm abandoned by God and man. I have swallowed nothing but smoke. I have intoxicated myself with the incense that turned my head. They said he turned to his physician, Dr. Fokin, and desperately offered him a deal. I will give you half of what I am if you would give me 6 months of life. The doctor, according to the account, told him it was impossible. No amount of money could save him. And that's when Voltaire screamed, then I shall die and go to hell. But it gets worse. One account claimed that his doctor said, for all the wealth in Europe, I would not see another atheist that he could cry out with utter desperation, I am abandoned by God and man. So here, the two doctors are there, and in his final hours, Voltaire was heard to exclaim repeatedly, oh Christ, oh Jesus Christ, the man who denied hell could feel its flames approaching. Well, that's what happened with the famous atheist Voltaire, and he died realizing that hell was waiting for him. How about the agony of Thomas Paine? Thomas Paine, was a writer, and his testimony before he died. If Voltaire's alleged death was disturbing, Thomas Paine's was even worse.